it sink in. Hip hop vibes, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around.
Okay. Whew. Okay, there we go. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to operate from both my phone and the laptop, so my bad. I got why it was echoing. I had the audio on both. Anyways, let's try that again. Welcome to Snake Simmer Podcast. I'm your host, Press Elias. Today is going to be a great episode because we are discussing two horror films. One, a more serious, high quality horror, and the other is more of slapstick comedy slop. But we will talk more on that later. But first of all, this episode and every episode is brought to you by ENT Reptiles, Orlando and TJ. Thank y'all for supporting the podcast and supporting your boy. And also, happy birthday, TJ. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday, bro. We love and appreciate you. I hope you had a fantastic day on yesterday. Um, and yeah, so happy birthday, TJ from ENT. If y'all see them on social media, go to Instagram, ENT. Wish him a happy birthday if you did not already. And I hope y'all had a great weekend. Now let's see who's all in these cheesy chats right quick. Mitzi and Parker, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Yes, we got the one half of ENT Orlando. Thanks for tapping in. Good morning. We got Mr. Floppy Row 50. Thanks for tapping in. Good morning. Appreciate y'all. So yeah. And also this episode probably won't be too long. We're probably not gonna go a full hour because it is Pride weekend here in Memphis. And me and Jafar, I actually got him right here beside me in this bag right here. We are going to Pride Fest. So for those in Memphis, if you see us in the streets around, come get a picture with Jafar. Come take a picture with him for free. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's see. So yes, that's what's up, and I hope everybody has a blessed and happy weekend. Happy Pride Month to those who celebrate, and in a week or so, it'll be Juneteenth. So we're gonna have another celebration on that. Speaking of, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know right now. Next week we're gonna celebrate on this podcast both Pride and Juneteenth together. So next week I'm going to highlight my favorite Black queer artists because June is Black is Pride, of course, and then it's also Black Music Month here in America. And also, we're celebrating Juneteenth, which is the real Freedom Day, not 4th of July, but June 19th, where blacks officially became free in this country. So we're going to celebrate that on next Saturday. I will be highlighting my favorite black queer music artists to celebrate all the holidays of June. So just a little heads up on what will be next week's episode. But let's go ahead and get started with the reviews. Now, I will say this. I do want to say this. I don't have any news of the week, but I will say this. I went to the movie theaters yesterday to see Scary Movie 6, and something happened in the theater that frustrated me. Not necessarily in the theater, but at the movie. So, y'all know I love the Evil Dead franchise. I've reviewed their most recent films as of late, like Evil Dead Rise, and it was another one. But anywho, I love that franchise, and they have another film coming out called Evil Dead Burn. And so the trailer was the very first trailer in front of the scary movie in my theater. What frustrates me the most, especially when it comes to horror, because y'all know I love the horror genre. What frustrates me the most is when these movie studios spoil the whole film or give you the best kills in the trailer. That irks me to death. They showed a lot of the kills that's going to happen, like which character's going to die and how they're going to die by the dead knights or the possessed family members or whatever in the trailer. So it's like, what's the point of going to the theaters to see it? You just told me the whole movie. I can pretty much tell you what the movie is going to be about, who's the main characters, who might be the sole survivor, just off that trailer. I know the family members that ain't gonna survive automatically off the rip because you showed everything in the trailer, and they showed what I think is going to be probably the best kill of the whole movie, dealing with a dishwasher. So it's like, ugh, that frustrates me a lot when it comes to movies and movie trailers. That's why I avoid movie trailers as best I can when they premiere them on social media on YouTube. I don't go watch them. I ignore them. I click them. I skip them if they're in the ads. But um, to see it in the theaters and to see the whole thing get spoiled for me, I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna go see it because, like I said, I love the Evil Dead franchise. But it's like, what's the point of going to go see it when you just showed me which characters are gonna die and how they're gonna die, all in that trailer, in that 1 to 2 minute trailer. Like it's crazy. I wish they would stop it. The audience is smart enough to where you can give us a little teaser, maybe a couple of seconds, and that is it. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and begin the reviews because, like I said, me and Jafar got things to do. We gotta go do Memphis Pride. But all right, let's do the movie I like the most first, because I think I got a rant coming for the second one. I am going to. Yeah, I'm excited about that one. I'm going to see that. Yeah, I did. They didn't show that trailer, but I heard about that movie, and I'm excited. Yeah, I will be going to see the Robin Hood movie when it comes out. I hope they do it justice because I really, really like Robin Hood, and it does look like it's going to be good. There's another movie that the trailer they show in the theater. It's like a black FBI cop who has to team up with a mobster to solve a crime in the South. That looked good, like an action movie slash true crime mystery, and they said it's based off a true story. That shit looked good. And I think the mobster is played by Mark Wahlberg, but he got a lot of prosthetics on his face, so you can't tell. He got like a fake nose and stuff. But the trailer looked good. It looked intriguing. I was like, yeah, I might see that. I might go see that. And it didn't spoil the whole movie for me. Like it was a good trailer. uh, let's see. So let's start with the first film, Obsession. Now, I will say this. 2026 has given us some great movies that are written and directed by people, YouTube content creators. I believe there's one that's getting high praise right now called The Backrooms that started off as a mini series on YouTube. Um, there was another one that came out like February or January of this year by a YouTuber that people have been praising, like a horror film that people have been praising, like the YouTuber content creators who are like we're used to seeing comedy sketches or mini series. Them coming out with horror movies in the theaters have been getting some good buzz, and this is no exception. Obsession is one of those. And let me give you a plot synopsis right quick. So, Obsession is after breaking a mysterious one wish willow to win his crush's heart, a hopeless romantic gets exactly what he asked for. However, he soon discovers that some desires come at a dark and sinister price. And Curry Barker is the YouTuber content creator who written and directed this film. And I think they say he edited too. He pro- no, no, that was the Backrooms. That was the Backrooms. But Curry Barker was the YouTuber who wrote and directed this film, um, and yeah, he came from YouTube. He came from sketch comedy and stuff like that. So, and the movie isn't long. It's like an hour and some change. So it's a quick watch. It gets right. There's no lull in the movie, and that's what I love about this movie. There's no lull. It gets right to the point. It introduced the main characters in the beginning, and it just goes from there. And like they said in the plot synopsis, it's about a boy named Bear who is down on his luck, going through some things, probably depressed as hell because he just lost his grandma and he's been living in his grandma's house. And he has a crush on a girl at work and he really likes her, but he's more of an incel. He kind of shy, scared, talk to her, whatever. So somehow he ended up in a store and stumbled across, those gag gifts, the wishing willow where you break the stick and you have one wish. He did that, not thinking of it, wishing that his crush would fall in love with him or love anybody but him. No, will love him above all else. And that pretty much is the monkey's paw story. It comes back to bite him, the whole be careful what you wish for. And what I love about this film is that even though, yes, it has like magic a part of it, it's for the most part, it's grounded and rooted in reality. It's not a lot of, there's no like gimmicks, like CGI, heavy like monster stuff. It's not like, you know, those typical spiritual, evil, demonic, or magical movies that we see as of late. It's more like, yeah, this could happen, type feel to it. Having your crush that you like become obsessed with you to the point to where they're willing to kill other people who stand in their way and stuff. It's like, oh shoot. And you're like, oh shoot, this is not what I expected. But it goes beyond that. The acting. The guy who plays Bear and the girl who plays Nikki, yes, Nikki. Um, them playing off each other even before she becomes possessed with the wishing willow monkey's paw thing. Um, their dynamic as friends, like you can tell that they are friends, like she really cares about him, but he's just it's that unrequited love. He cares more about her or whatever, but you can tell that she genuinely cares about him, like, yo, that's the homie, that's the buddy, whatever. But then she ended up getting betrayed because he put this curse on her to where she can't help but be obsessed with him. But I love that the movie's called Obsession because you think the when you go in and watching the film, you think it's all about her being obsessed. But when you think about it and you watch the movie even further, you realize that the obsession started before the wishing thing. The obsession started with him being obsessed with her. And even when he realized what's going on, that the curse is real, and that this is, even when he regrets, doing it, and he gets scared because he realized how dangerous things are getting, he's still so obsessed with her and obsessed with her loving him and being with him that he is willing to bypass all the murders and stuff just to keep her around, which is crazy. So it's like obsession on both ends, basically. So I really did enjoy this film. Like I said, it's a quick watch. They get straight to the point. They don't waste no time. There's no lull, no dull, no boring moments. The side characters, the other friends in the movie, great. Especially Bear's friend. He was hilarious and a great comic relief. But it's like all the side characters, the person in the magic shop who sold him, she was hilarious with her short time in the movie. But it was just like everybody did their damn thing. The writing, it's not a comedic movie. It's a very dramatic movie and scary film. The suspense is great, but they did sprinkle a little bit of comedy in there, with the side characters, and it works. Like I said, it stayed grounded and rooted in reality a little bit, even though it is dealing with magic and demonic possessions or whatever. But it was a great, great film. I really did enjoy it, and this is one of my favorite horror films of 2026 so far. Um, I really did enjoy it. It's a very easy watch. I rewatched it multiple times um, since seeing it in the theaters because I went and supported. Yeah, I went and supported and bought a movie ticket, but I also, Jack Sparrow. You know, but I think it's on streaming now. It's been in theaters for so long. It's probably on streaming now or about to come to streaming. But I highly recommend it. If it's not on streaming yet, go watch it in the theaters. It's worth your money. It's worth your time. It's not a long film, and it's a good time. Me personally, I don't think it's really gory. I mean, yeah, they show blood and stuff, but I don't think it's really gory as for people who might be squeamish. But it's very suspenseful with the acting, with the sound editing, with Nikki's mannerisms when she like possessed and stuff. It can be unnerving. Some scenes can be unnerving, but it's still a good watch. It's still a good watch, and I highly recommend it. It's one of the best horror films of 2026. So, Obsession, me personally, I would give it a 10 out of 10. I loved it. I highly recommend it. It's worth your time. It's worth your money. It's a good horror film. A good time, a good vibe. So, Obsession, if it's still in your theaters, go watch it. If it's not in your theaters, but it's on streaming, go rent it. I highly recommend it. It is so, so good. Let's see. Tommy, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank y'all, everybody, for tapping in. So, yeah, that's Obsession. A very, very good horror film. I highly recommend it. So, go see that shit. Go support it. And again, it's made by a YouTuber who we're used to seeing do like comedy and stuff. So I liked it. I liked it. All right. So let's get down to the nuts and bolts of things. This weekend, a brand new movie came out. Um, a classic comedy that people highly anticipated, was looking forward to. I know I was, ever since they made the announcement that they were coming back, and that is Scary Movie, or Scary Movie 6. And one of the reasons why I was so excited about this film is because the Wayans brothers came back. For those who don't know the background, in the beginning, the first two scary movies were produced and written by the Wayans brothers, Marlon, Sean, and I think Keenan Ivory Wayans. And they had two other writers. I forgot their names, but they had two other writers with them. They came up with the whole parody of scary movies, mocking scary movies. And I believe the first one came out in 2000, because the second one for sure came out in 2001. But after that, the Harvey Weinstein in Miramax. They pretty much stole the rest of the franchise from the Wayans Bros, kicked them out, like because I guess they didn't want to pay them what they asked for um, with negotiations. So they kicked the Wayans brothers off, kept the other two writers to do all the other sequels, 3 through 5 or whatever. And you can tell that all the other sequels after 2 was dog shit, trash, gutter, horrible, whack, whatever you want to name it. It was trash. Like they haven't been the same since. So when they announced that they were coming back and they actually brought the Wayans brothers back, including Keenan Ivory Wayans, I was pumped. I was excited, and the fact that they brought back Anna Faris and Regina Hall, I was pumped. Highly anticipated, excited. Like that's why I went to go see it this weekend right before this show. Like I was supposed to be reviewing The Mandalorian and Grogu today with Obsession, and I went and changed everything. I was like, change of plans. I gotta do this movie first. I'll come back to Mandalorian and Grogu another time. So I went in super excited, super pumped, ready to ready to go see this film and have a good time. Only unfortunate, I was ready to go, see this film, have a good time, only to be disappointed, disappointed in everything. But before I shit on this movie, let me go ahead and um, give you the good, the positives. The positives is Anna Faris and Regina Hall, great, coming back. Um, their comedic time and them working off each other, it's like nothing's changed. It felt like all the scary movies, even the dog shit ones. It felt so good seeing those two together and them acting along each other. Marlon and Sean, they were even decent in most of the scenes, most parts, and some of their jokes did land. Um, and it was just good seeing the old gang back. It felt very nostalgic. The best part of this movie, the best part of this sequel, remake, reboot, starting over, was the opening scene. Now, y'all know out of all the parodies, y'all for the most part the scary movies copy or parody the Scream franchise. Of course they do other films, but they mostly parody the Scream franchise and I Know What You Did Last Summer and shit like that. But one thing they're popular for is getting celebrity cameos for the opening scene, the opening act, the first 2 or 3 minutes. That's what be the highlight, like the opening scene with Jada Pinkett Smith in the movie theaters, shit like that, where they mocking that, they copying that. So the opening scene in this one was the best part of this whole entire film. And that starred Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor showed up and did the opening scene, and the jokes with her and Ghostface going back and forth on the phone and stuff was great. It was amazing. It was funny. It was just hilarious. And that worked. And I thought that type of energy, those type of writing, those type of jokes was going to be throughout the whole film. Unfortunately, it stopped right there. Unfortunately, um, the jokes did not land in a lot of places, and the jokes that did get a chuckle out of me were few and far between. Like it was a long space between the jokes that actually made me chuckle. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was in the theater. I went during matinee, like the first screen yesterday. And so not many people were there. It was, I want to say, at least 20 of us in the whole theater. 20 of us in the whole theater. Nobody laughed out loud. Nobody. You never heard a or nothing like that. Like my chuckles were inward. The few chuckles I got, because nothing was like laugh out loud funny. Nobody laughed. Nobody chuckled. The theaters were silent, and it was jarring. I think most of the chuckles that happened was in the opening scene with Tiana Taylor. But after that, after they did the whole title card, it was done after that. Like it just went downhill. It was like the newer cast, the young kids, the Gen Zs or Gen Alphas that were playing off of Regina Hall and Anna Faris. Some of them some of them were good in bits and pieces, but a lot of it was more cringe and like they were trying too hard. They were acting too hard to where it wasn't fun. Like you get with the slapstick comedy where people act so bad that it's good. For the most part, the younger generation acts so bad that it was bad. Now, another good thing about this film is seeing how many movies they parodied because they parody stuff of old, like the I Know What You Did Last Summers and the Screams and stuff, but they also did the new stuff like Sinners. And I think they did one of and they parodied the the Killer Clown movie. I forgot his name, but um, they parodied those films as well. They parodied uh, Megan, the Killer Doll movie, and so they did a mixture of everything. They did a lot of old horror films. They did more recent horror films, and of course they crack jokes at all the reboots, the remakes, sequel BS is bringing the old school legacy actors back with the younger cast. And so it was fun watching it, seeing which movies they joked on, which horror movies they parodied or they brought up, or But like I said, the good jokes were few and far between, and it was more bad jokes. It was more cringe jokes. Yeah, they joked on everybody. That like it was equal opportunity. They joked on everybody. Everybody could get offensive if they wanted to, but I think if anybody got offensive of this movie, it's not that they made jokes on us or any group of people, any subset of people, but the fact that the jokes weren't fun. I think people would be more upset that the jokes were not funny, which is crazy. What kills me is that Marlon Wayans, he did a stand up show on Netflix maybe a couple of years ago, like 1 or 2 years ago, and it was good. Like he joked on everybody. He made gay jokes, trans jokes. He made jokes on Republican people, black people, white people. He made jokes on them, and it hit. I was laughing out loud with his stand up routine on Netflix. Like I was laughing my ass off, and so I know he has the capability of writing good jokes and joking on people, and it'd be funny. If you go watch his interviews, he's great. Like it just comes naturally. Like you give him a topic, he gonna crack a joke or find something funny in it. But for some reason, it did not. His writing did not translate with this film. Um, some jokes that did land, that did do good, was when they parodied Sinners. They parodied Get Out. Another joke is when which was very funny. The hospital scenes of when they were mocking the Halloween franchise and the Scream franchise, like in the hospital where the killer is killing, trying to attack somebody, and it's like where the hell the hospital workers are at. Like those jokes were great, but again, it wasn't the whole movie. It was bad. It was bad, 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 and it was more cringe and this movie was disappointing. For me being a big fan of the Wayans brothers, the whole Wayans family, and excited, I was literally excited. Like I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna go buy a movie ticket. I'm going to the theater to see this. I highly disappointed. It was a waste of my money. It was a waste of my time. And the film wasn't long. It wasn't like a 2 hour plus movie. It wasn't long, but it was a waste of time. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to tell people don't go out and see it. Don't waste your money unless you really want to go to support the Wayans brothers. Then yeah, sure, go ahead. But go see it in matinee. Go see it at the cheapest prices your theaters offer. Don't go see it at the high points full price because it ain't even worth full price. I will personally wait till it come on streaming. But To me, it wasn't worth the comeback. It wasn't worth the reunion. It wasn't worth it. Oh, another good positive, another good highlight was their sister played a nurse in this movie. She was funny. Her character was hilarious. But other than that, it was a disappointment. The fact that Anna Faris, Regina Hall, Marlon, Sean, they all came back and they were good. When you saw the Legacy Acts, they were good, but wasn't good enough. It was not good enough to carry this whole film or to save this whole film or this whole franchise. As a fan, as someone who was looking forward to this, like I avoided all reviews. I didn't watch anything from my favorite critics or creators. I didn't go see the Rotten Tomato scores. I avoided everything like the plague and went and saw it with my own eyes, with my own expectations, and I was let down. So I'm just here to warn y'all as an audience. Wait till it come on streaming, or if you know how to Jack Sparrow, do that. Because if you're really curious and want to see it for yourself, then you can do that. But to be honest, it's sad when the movies that they're parodying and the movies that they're making fun of did better making fun of themselves than this film. Like the last remake of I Know What You Did Last Summer made fun of themselves for being ridiculous and bringing back legacy characters, and that was funnier than this. The last three Scream movies did better making, and I wasn't a fan of those. I wasn't a fan of the remakes and reboots. I've been disappointed in those too, but they made me laugh when they got meta than this one did, and this is supposed to be a comedy. So that's it. My final score, Scary Movie or Scary Movie 6, I give it a 4 out of 10. This is one of the worst of the year. Um, and that's sad to say. I hate to say that, but yeah, it is a, yep. Even, oh, I remember which part I got a chuckle out of when they showed, if you guys watch Weapons, because y'all know I love Weapons, the movie Weapons. When they parody Weapons of the kids running out the house at a certain time, Super Saiyan down the road to disappear, when they showed why that happened, that got a laugh out of me. That got a chuckle out of me. But that was like in Act Four. That was like toward the end of the movie. But yeah, it was a highly disappointing film. So I give this Scary Movie 6, 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10, unfortunately. Highly disappointing, so sad. It breaks my heart to give it a bad review because like I said, I was looking forward to that, and I paid my own money. But nope, I'm sorry, Tommy. I mean, maybe it'll be good, Tommy, if you get real high and watch it. I was sober, and I just did that. I was disappointed. I was disappointed. Brandon, what it do, B? Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let's see. Make sure I didn't forget anybody in the Chizzy chats. Pat, Project Pat, thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. Good morning. Support them, but don't support them that much. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I love the Wayans brothers, but they dropped the ball on this one. I don't know what happened. Maybe they just too old. Oh, they might just need to stop making scary. Yeah, yeah. At this point, because at this point, the horror films are making fun of themselves now. The horror movies, like the legit serious horror movies, are making fun of their own tropes now. So there's no point of parodying them and making jokes on them because they're doing it for you. They know that, especially the slasher films, they know that they have stereotypes. They know that they have, you know, things about them. They know that they repeat in all the films, and they're very meta at this point. So it's like, but it is what it is. We tried. I tried. I tried to support. I did. I tried to support. But I cannot, in my right mind, come on this platform and tell y'all, yeah, this is a good film. Go watch it. When I was, like I said, my whole theater was quiet. When nobody laughing, nobody. Um, but yeah, that's it. I have to leave y'all because in about an hour or so, Pride Fest will begin, and so I need to go downtown Memphis, find parking and all that jazz. But me and Jafar will be there at Pride Fest, so if you're in Memphis, come out and say hey. But other than that, we will see y'all next Saturday, Snake Cinema Podcast, where we talk music for Black Music Month in Juneteenth. So tap in next Saturday. It's going to be a great episode. I look forward to that. And then we'll be back, and hopefully after that, I eventually review The Mandalorian and Grogu because I once I saw Scary Movie was out this weekend, I said fuck that review. But I would get there eventually. I would review that eventually. But anywho's tonight OTP podcast on Royal Caribbean Exotics channel with DJ and the rest of the crew. If I'm not still at Pride, being wild, I will hop on, and then later on tonight, Wiz's channel, Sophisticated Ignorance Podcast. Y'all tap in to that. Sunday, Everyday Keepers with Father Dunn. I think his guests have peacocks. I have to go back and check the thumbnail, but tap in Father Don's channel. Also, Nikki Irresistibles and Lace with Show Me Your Rack podcast, and also Fred and AJ with the Serpent Entertainment Show, Sunday Show, Serpent Sunday Show. So tap in, support everyone. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in this week. It's been a great week so far, and we will check y'all in the next one. Oh, again, happy birthday, TJ. Happy birthday, TJ. So go to ENT, our sponsors, and wish him a happy solar return. And we will check y'all later. Peace.
Every episode, spitting truth, old school jams and the latest youth. We keep it real, no sugarcoat.